Hi everyone, we've come out to the Eagle Rock Marine Sanctuary to explore today in these beautiful rock pools. It's an absolutely stunning morning, glassy and still, and of course the tide is far out, which is what we need. What do you reckon, you guys?
Yeah. I reckon we're gonna find a blue-ringed octopus.
That'd be nice.
I reckon we're gonna have lots of fun.
Alright, cool. The Marine Sanctuary was set up in order to protect all the biodiversity here and the really interesting ancient volcanic geology. It's a special place in Aireys Inlet in Victoria. Awesome, Ollie. What have you found there?
Oh, I found one dog whelk and 2 green rhino snails.
So which ones are the herbivores and which ones are the carnivores?
The dog whelk is the carnivore and the herbivore is the green rhino snail.
Very interesting. Check them out. So the green warrener snail is one of our biggest herbivore snails around here, and there's nobody home with these ones at the moment. They're empty, which means they make great habitat for animals that like to live in the shells. Now we've also found their little trapdoors. You might find these on the beach sometimes. Well, get in focus. They're the little trapdoors, and each one of these you find has been made by these green warrener snails. They're called operculums, and they help to keep the green warrener snail wet when it's out of the water. Now, this one here, somebody is home. The dog whelk that Ollie said. It's a carnivore, and it likes to eat other snails.
Especially the green rhino snail.
Oh yeah. But the green warrener snail is protected by a hard shell, so the way that it can get through it is by sticking out its tongue. And it's not a tongue like normal.
It drills a hole through the shell and then sucks its guts out.
Very good. It's got a drill tongue, or a radula, and that's what can get through. You got a radula tongue? A drill tongue?
I don't think so.
If you ever find a shell on the beach that's got a perfect circle hole in it and it looks like it's been drilled, it has. It's been drilled by one of these.
The green rhino snail has in its shell because like somewhere around there.
Alright, one of the snail shells is in there. Good. Okay, good habitat. And the other one, this nice one, I found in this pool here. Huey's enjoying himself. And Ollie just put the dog whelk back in the cave where it lives. This section of beach here often washes up some really interesting stuff. And further to those shells we saw before, the green warrener snail and the dog whelk, we just found this one. This is a really interesting one. It uses its radula as a poison dart, and it spears fish or little worms out of the sand, and it paralyzes them with a really toxic poison. So the idea is, if you find one of these, and they're called a cone shell, and it's alive, you really shouldn't pick it up, because not only can they use their radula as a poison arrow to spear their prey, they can also use it as a pretty effective defense against human fingers. So don't pick these ones up. Now, another really special one is this one. It's my absolute favorite one to find. This is called a cowrie shell. Now, the big showy ones that you find up in Queensland or in tropical areas are some of the most beautiful shells in the world. This one's beautiful as well, but it's smaller, isn't it? This is a cowrie shell, and it's the type that lives around here. Notocyprea, it's called. Lovely one. We're in the Marine Sanctuary. Everything stays here. We've been collecting some of the shells that have washed up, and we thought we'd sort them out into their herbivores, carnivores, and their different species as well. Let's see how we go. the limpets together as well. Over here maybe.
This side, this side.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Oh, cone shell. Oh, they're carnivores, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They're carnivores, aren't
Yeah, can put them in their own. Can you guys make a pile of dog eggs here? That's,
What's that long outside?
there's a cone shell on. Yeah, well those, they go with the green bonus now, don't they?
On a cone shell.
Yeah. Oh, this is a cool one. That is good.
Oh, that's a beautiful one. Oh, hang on, sort those ones out. 5 dogs stay together.
Further rocks away.
Yeah, 5 dogs there. And those bits of green, got the green white a bit.
Oh yeah, and this is one. Alright, good. Okay, sort it out. Fuck! Now, they're the dog whelks. That's the cone shell. Cone shell. These are the green monsters. And these the limpets. And these are the bivalves. Bivalves.
And this is the cone snail that pierces into fish that come swimming by it. So they've got this long radula. They shoot it out this part here, and it hits a fish, kills the fish, and they eat the fish. So that makes them obviously a carnivore.
Sounds good to me. Well done you guys. Alright, let's put them back along the shore.
Thank you.
Geez, Ollie, that looks like an awesome spot. Like a cave you've found. What's all those white things in there?
They're tube worms, and when the tide comes in, the animal comes out of the shell and feeds.
These guys all buzzing around here, they're called kelp flies. Whoa, sorry, I'll try not to disturb you. These ones are so important on the rocky shore because they provide amazing food source for the birds, but also they break down the kelp by laying their maggots inside the rotting seaweed. What have you found, Ollie?
A decorated crab.
What's decorated mean?
It means it decorates itself with seaweed and stuff like that.
Well, why does it do that?
I'm not sure.
Well, if you have a look at where we found it, in this rock pool just here, it's decorated itself with seaweed all from this rock pool. And it's very tricky to find. I was lucky, I lifted up a rock and I saw this piece of seaweed just walking around. And
It was this guy.
yeah. So it's protection and camouflage. It keeps it safe. Wonderful, wonderful critter. This section of the sanctuary shows off the amazing geology I was talking about earlier. These two caves are under layers and layers of this yellowy, fossil-rich and relatively soft sandstone limestone, which dates back tens of millions of years. However, the caves themselves are supported by this darker and very hard volcanic basalt set from an even earlier lava flow. Oh, there you are, Huey. Whoa, look, the wind's gotten up and actually the tide's starting to come in now. So we've only got a little bit longer while we can hang out at this fantastic spot.
We're probably going to do it a bit tomorrow though too.
I'm coming back again tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds nice.
I'd like to.
All right. A really fantastic environmental educator once told me this, and it helps us to remember well how we should behave when we come into the rock pools. Just be the best visitor you can. If some of your friends come over to your house and they get in your toy box and they throw everything everywhere, or if they just aren't being really respectful when they come to visit, then you don't really feel like having them back. Now imagine the animals that live at the rock pools here. If you're the best visitor you can be, when you lift over rocks and you roll them back gently, if you pick up an animal and check it out, then you put it back where it lives. Those are just basic things when you come into any sort of rock pools. It doesn't have to be a sanctuary, especially in areas that are protected. So be the best visitor you can so the animals will invite you all back.